Chapter 1. The Quiet Window. I count silence by breaths, not seconds, because seconds lie and breaths don't. When the city exhales, locks forget to listen. When it inhales, anyone who lingers on the wrong side of a door learns the price of being late. My name is Aaron Kale. By contract and habit, I am an archivist of memory debts. Tonight, I am also a thief. The prize is not money. It's leverage, a wafer-thin shard of the index of retentions. The map of where the bank keeps the things people cannot afford to lose. You don't steal the crown. You take the ring that leads to it, then let the city's appetite do the rest. We planned for weeks, stitching a route out of ordinary seams. Vea mapped the district's sleep like a cartographer of tides, tracing when whole blocks sag into the slow wave trough that makes sensors dull and human movement predictable. We don't put anyone to sleep. We surf the slipstream when they do. 2 minutes to trough, Vea says in my ear. Sector F is deepening. You will feel it. I always do. The first cast costs me focus. It goes like this. The world narrows into specificity until it bites. A line of attention is shaved off my day's ledger, and everything sharpens at the same time it grows far away. It isn't pain. It's a tax paid in clarity. Mask is live, Quill murmurs from somewhere quiet and expensive. If the vault asks for a name, it will politely accept mine wearing yours. Smile like you belong. Kestrel's voice is too bright for discretion. 60,000 eyes are watching the debate that will change nothing. For the next 90 seconds, you own 20% of a city's attention. Don't choke, Archive. Talk less, I suggest. Moss takes his time. He always does. I have a 5-minute Meeman if you need a bump, he says. First coffee by the tin awning in your block? Warm rain, paper cup? Strong and costly? I'd rather owe the weather, I tell him. The service gate opens without complaint. The bank's breath is cool, dry, and well-funded. The hallways are concrete and conduit, handsome in the way of things that never sweat. The sound of clean money filtering memory into quiet profit hums under the floor. We keep to the route. The first checkpoint is a smooth-edged plate set into the wall, a design so iterated it looks simple. Quill's voice threads through the reader, and my name becomes the sound of someone the bank believes it has already forgiven. We pass. SWS trough in 15, Vea says. You'll get float. What does float feel like? I ask, because we keep our jokes close to our fears. Like the floor arrives half a heartbeat late and your step keeps going, she says. She is right. The city seems to dip its head, and my mind, bought and hungry, tries to cut a corner between two moments. It misses. For the width of a breath, I am elsewhere. A cafe window fogged by us, rain on tin for a drummer to practice on, a hand slipping my fingers a cup. Don't erase anchors, Aaron, she says, or the memory of her does, or the part of me that stole her voice tells me she would. Then the floor's back. Microsleep, Vea says. Status? I met a ghost, I tell her. Is now a time, Quill wonders, to unpack relationships with incorporeals? No. Door C reads, sub-retention. Fines, penalties, thin ice. We break the ice and find what we came for. A wafer with etched arcs that catch light like water. The bank calls it an internal educational resource. The street calls it a choke chain. I call it the first breadcrumb. The wafer hums against my palm, the way a tooth hums when you know it's cracked. Window shrinking, Vea warns. I can keep slow wave shallow 20 more seconds if I steal it from elsewhere. No, I say. We do this with what we're given. Ethics, Moss says, the syllables weighted, are how you know a heist is about to go wrong. A polite ping lifts in the ceiling, not a siren, more like an inquiry from a hostess who wants to know who invited us. Quill's mask widens. Kestrel offers to shove more borrowed eyes toward the debate, and I look up because the hair at the back of my neck already knows. The lower nodes are sensitive to REM flux. She designed them that way. Sometimes when you approach the line between convenience and harm, the system sings. The note that threads the air is pure and thin. I recognize it like my own pulse. Veto, I say. Her opinion, Vea answers softly. Don't burn anchors. If the change doesn't hurt, it isn't real. If it hurts wrong, it isn't mine. Mira said that in a lab with a single overworked lamp and a floor that creaked at night, as if things beneath it were tired of holding us up. Or perhaps she said it once, and I've been translating it ever since. Or perhaps the trace she left in the nodes repeats it because she knew I would need to hear it when I was most tempted to forget why we built limits. 18 seconds, Vea says. The city will wriggle and ugly will wake. I can do ugly, I say, and we leave. After a heist, a street reads like grammar. Shadows do the work of pronouns, horns, of verbs. Any car can be a clause. Any corner, a sentence you don't want to finish. We speak the impossible simple. We leave. Do not look in the bakery window, Quill reminds me. The smell will steal your cast. You just told me not to think about yawning, I say. Professionalism is an art of exclusions, he says, and would probably embroider it on a napkin if he had a pen. I do not look. I do not remember the first coffee under the tin awning because when I try, the thought hits a clean edge and slides off. The absence is a neat square I run around. That is how small losses introduce themselves. Not with blood, but with a sentence that chews like air. We make the safe corridor. We reach the car. We sit and let our breathing learn the shape of the space we survived. No immediate pursuit, Vea says. The protective veto probably logged as maintenance. Luck favors the compliant. I obeyed, I say. She said no. Silence sits with us. Not emptiness, the kind that has a human shape. Show him the wafer, Moss says. Quill's hands are deft and unafraid. He holds a lens against the etched arcs and traces the pattern with a fingertip. Mirrored twice, he says. Lots of keys perched on top like birds. It's both map and bait. Gather all the shards and the path resolves. Miss one, the path dissolves. Permission, Kestrel says, is what we call a dare. The plan remains. The expectation does not. A hairline crack crosses it now. Mira's veto is awake in the system, and it has opinions about what I am allowed to spend. I take out my daybook and write in a careful hand, I did not erase the anchor. I underline it twice. Beneath the line, smaller. Something else went missing. The dash chimes. The curator's voice fills the car like a serif, neat, expensive, and designed to suggest taste. Mr. Kyle, he says, you have withdrawn an internal educational resource without sanction. Return it, or schedule a conversation regarding your future, which is brief and subject to revision. Refrain from trespassing upon the integrity of our clients' identities. It would be tragic if they were to set aside unpleasant burdens without due process. He means anchors, Kestrel says. He means he saw the veto, I say. He thinks he can sell me an eraser. We are a conservative institution, the curator adds, and I can hear the smile become a policy. We do not believe in miracles. We purchase them. The line dies. The car keeps being a car. Outside, the rain trades needle for thread. To whom? Kestrel asks, because the question won't leave him alone. Are we keeping promises? To someone, I say, who can't ask anymore. Moss leans his head back and studies the ceiling as if the answer might have been written there by a kinder hand. You think her trace is still her? He says. I think it's part of the answer to the question we came for, I say. Quill tilts the wafer. The arcs catch the streetlight like lines on an old river map. What question? Who owns the past? I say. We begin tomorrow. We assemble the map. We find the core. We pry open the place where a city's dreams are collateral and return them to where dreams belong, in the common light and under the angry eyes of people who remember what was done to them. We put anchors under glass where no one can sell them. What about the price? Quill asks, because someone must. We pay it in what we can afford, I say, not in what we cannot live without. The city inhales. I breathe with it. A whisper threads the air, faint and familiar. It says a name I do not know and the bank never gave me. I do not say it aloud. I label it in my mind with a single word. Later. Drive, I tell Vea, and we leave the place where seconds pretend not to lie.